and good afternoon, Hong Kong. In today's 6-minute news, we are going to recap on Hong Kong's history from the 1980s building up to the handover. So what happened then? Find out now as we go live to Sam Pretty.
This is one of Hong Kong's 7 city boundaries. It shows that Hong Kong once belonged to the British. It has not been removed after the handover because it is part of Hong Kong's heritage.
There was originally 7 boundary stones. Now only 6 remain. This is one of the 6 remaining ones. This one is on Old Peak Road. The one that disappeared was on Magazine Gap Road. People say that it got built into a wall. Now we are going to go live to Sam Pretty. Thank you.
Behind us is where about 23,000 illegal immigrants snuck into Hong Kong from China. This caused Hong Kong to introduce the touch-based policy, which meant that anyone without a Hong Kong visa had to go back to their originated country.
Due to all the illegal immigrants, Hong Kong's population reached 5 million. In 1982, Margaret Thatcher's visit to Beijing formally started the discussions of what would happen to Hong Kong after the 99-year lease over the new territories expired. In 1983, after being a crown colony since 1843, the status of Hong Kong was changed under the British Nationality Act.
The exchange rate from US dollar to Hong Kong dollar became $7.8. About all this right now, as quoted from Wikipedia.
On the 19th of December, the Sino-British Joint Declaration from the People's Republic of China and the UK government is signed. Margaret Thatcher informs Hong Kong to be granted back to China on the 30th of June, 1997, at midnight. Hong Kong was overjoyed due to the new movement.
The population increased by almost 48,000 people per year.
3 main problems in Hong Kong. Firstly,
in 1988, the details of what will happen after the handover happens emerge, including what will happen to the Special Administrative Region of Hong Kong. It is stated that 50 years following the handover, Hong Kong will remain largely the same.
The fixings are sent from China to Hong Kong. It is about the basic law which would be run by the HKSAR.
The Tiananmen Square massacre sees fear grip Hong Kong. The stock market plunged 22% in a single day, and queues formed outside the US, Canadian, and Australian embassy as Hong Kongers look to immigrate to safety ahead of the handover.
We are now going to move on to Christopher Patten. He was the last British governor of Hong Kong. I am now going to talk about Christopher Patten. He was the last British governor of Hong Kong. He was born on May the 12th, 1944, and is currently 68 years old. In 1992, he came to Hong Kong to take over the post of the last British governor. He was the British governor of Hong Kong from 1992 to 1997. On midnight, on the night of the handover, he sent a telegram back to the UK saying, "I have relinquished the administration of this government. God save the Queen. Patten." After going back to the UK after the handover, he became the Chancellor of Oxford in 2003.
Chris Patten attempts to expand the direct election of councillors to Hong Kong's Legislative Council in breach of the Chinese-British agreement on the handover of the city. Beijing would ultimately dismiss a number of democratically elected councillors after the handover in 1997.
We are now going to take you live to the place where the handover happened. On the midnight of June 30th, 1997, this place was crowded with people. They were all here to celebrate the return of Hong Kong to China. Up on this flagpole, the Union Jack once rose, but on June 30th, 1997, it was taken down to be replaced by the Chinese and Hong Kong flags. Everybody was here to celebrate the return of Hong Kong to China. Thank you. Kathy, back to the studio.
Thank you, Aisha, for the report on the handover. This is all for today's History Roundup. Thanks for joining us today, and we will see you next week.